Hi, I wanted to give you a brief walkthrough of how to use the Lucid Charts plugin to Google Docs. And so first you go to Lucid Charts, or Lucid Chart, I should say, and you follow the instructions for signing up and integrating with Google Docs. When you've done all that and you go to Google Docs, then what will happen is in the Create menu, you'll have a Lucid Chart diagram option. So when you click on that, you'll get Lucid Chart come up. Okay, and we'll say this is a test entity relationship diagram. Awesome. Okay, now the question is, how do we make entity relationship diagrams? Well, the first time you invoke Lucid Charts, you've got to bring up this More Shapes box, and you have to click on to put entity relationship stuff on. Okay, and then you say save. Okay, and now what you'll find, if we kind of hide these ones that we don't any longer care about, you'll find that we have this one box thing. Okay, and I recommend you just use the simplest one. So you can drag this over and make one entity, and then you can double click and we'll say person, and you can either kind of you can do certain things, like you can make the header shaded, you can increase or decrease the number of fields, whatever you want to do. Depends upon what you want to do. Okay, and then you can create another one of these things, another entity, and put that in there. And let's say that we have an address. Okay, and I don't know what the fields are. I'll just kind of delete them. There's nothing you can do, is just get rid of them this way. Okay, and now we want to draw a relationship between these. And let's say that we want to have a one-to-one relationship where a person may or may not have an address, but an address can't exist without being connected to a person. So to do that, we just basically draw a line between the two entities, and we get a one-to-many relationship. Okay? And what you now, the important thing to notice is once we click and select this relationship, we can go up here and we can change now we have this set of line endings that reflect the crow's feet notation. So if we want to say one-to-one, so that an address is always connected to at least one, a minimum of one, and a maximum of one person, we can click that, and so there's the beginning of the line, or the left-hand side of the line, and then this little box has the right-hand side of the line. And on this side, we want to say 1 or 0, indicating that a person or an address, a person has a relationship with 0 or 1 address instances. Okay, and whoops, I just want to do that. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so what I was trying to do is was resize this, but I cannot do it. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, oh, I see. Okay, now I can move this guy around, or can resize it in various ways. Okay, so you can play around with this, and you can see that the entities, the relationship window gets maintained in the way that you want it to. And you can also do things like, if we select the relationship again, there's a little flipper thing to move them back and forth if you got them reversed. The one thing that I recommend that you do is always use the crow's feet notation that indicates both the minimum and the maximum value, so that there's kind of two icons on either side of the relationship icon. Okay, then the other thing you might want to do, let's click on this, go to Info, we'll shade the header so that it looks a little bit more like the other one, and we'll put it like this. That it's. I just do. So the next thing you might want to do is actually export this as a figure that you can import into your GitHub page. For that, you go to File, Download As, and now what I would do is download as PNG. I would crop the page to the current content, so you're just going to get the little diagram that you've made it. Screen quality or print quality, you can use print quality if you want. Then you say download, and what you find is after a couple seconds, in your downloads page, you've got this file, a PNG file, and if we double click on it, it shows up on the other screen, but this is what it looks like. So you've got a nice little PNG image of the entity relationship diagram that you've created. Okay, so that's the overview. Of course, you'll find that if you go back to your Google Drive, that this thing now exists in your Google Drive, so you can click on it and retrieve it to edit it at some future time. You also have access to all the Google Docs stuff for collaborative development and so forth. All right, so that's your quickie intro to Lucid Charts for entity relationship diagramming.